Greetings and welcome to this episode of Leadership Matters, a video interview series highlighting the stories and experiences of global leaders and providing valuable leadership lessons for our audience. The series is hosted by the dynamic Avinash Ananda, world's leading leadership and happiness master coach. Over the course of 30 years, Avinash has mentored more than 1,000 leaders and trained more than 1 million individuals from all walks of life in 30 countries. Our special guest for today's episode is Mr. Shantanu Dash, a senior human resources leader with years of experience in leading top notch HR projects globally. He has experience working in numerous multinational corporations across continents and verticals. He is also a founding member of Samagra, an NGO in India that promotes the empowerment of young children from economically disadvantaged families.
Welcome to yet another episode of Leadership Matters, where I, Avinash Ananda, get to speak to very interesting, intelligent, and inspiring individuals from various fields of life. These are leaders in their own area and expertise. Today we have Shantanu Dash. Shantanu Dash is originally from Dubai. You've heard his impressive profile. And Shantanu is right now. Shantanu, you're in Bhubaneswar right now, is that correct?
Yeah, right now I'm in Bhubaneswar. Yeah.
Shantanu just came to Bhubaneswar because his parents are there. And Shantanu just shared with me a little earlier. They had a little eye problem which was solved. So now they're all wearing dark glasses like superstars, like rock stars. So that's so lovely. Shantanu, you have this. It's so heartening for me whenever any individual takes care of his parents, his or her
God
parents.
is kind. God is kind. God is kind. I've got that opportunity.
You've done so many things in your professional life, but in your personal life as an individual, what are you like besides being respectful and nice to those who brought you up? I would love to know that.
No, I'm a pretty honest, straightforward guy, and I don't hesitate in calling a spade a spade. You know,
Yes.
and in the sense that people say, no, the guy might feel bad. No, if I think it's wrong, it's wrong. Whether it's a politician or whether it is a bureaucrat or whether it is the boss or whether it is my wife or whether it's my kids or my friends. So because I firmly believe that unless you communicate clearly, relationships don't develop in every sphere of life. It's important. It's very, very important that, at the end of the day, even if I work in a company for, let's say, 2 years or 5 years, for that period, my relationship has to be strong. And if I am not upright, if I don't demonstrate my integrity, how are the people going to believe in my function which I'm leading?
Fantastic. So, like as always, what I'm going to do is I'm going to derive some life and leadership lessons from what you say. There are 3 words that come to mind immediately from what you've shared. Number 1 is integrity. Number 2 is communication. Number 3 is trust. What powerful lessons right from the beginning. Your field, Shantanu, has been human resources. I studied industrial relations, Shantanu.
Oh, okay, that's great.
And this was a time, 91. At that time, industrial relations as a subject, I think was the first time, among the first that was introduced at that period of time. So, of course, I went on to do mass communication and organizational behavior. But industrial relations implies industry and relationships. Unions exist. Conflicts happened. You just spoke about your being straightforward, calling a spade, integrity, trust, communication. How has this quality of integrity, trust, communication affected your handling of conflicts at the workplace? Maybe some experiences.
Yeah, see, there are 2 I can share, 2 different organizations that I work for. Jubilant Organics is my first company. Birlata is my other company. Each of them probably having about 8 to 10,000 blue-collar workers. multiple unions, earlier days, INTUC, AITUC, C2, Shiv Sena, you name it, Hind Mazdoor Sabha. And I was the industrial relation officer. Right? So, what happens is, if you are talking straight to the leaders do not want any. Earlier days, the union leaders just wanted to make a quick buck, and they had blind mass followers. So for the workers to have confidence in what the management says is where you need to build the trust. To build this trust, you need to demonstrate and then transparently tell them this can happen and this cannot happen. Tell them financial implications or whatever. So that's what helped me. And in my stint in Birla Tyres, I have seen lockouts, multiple strikes, something called go slows, because you've studied IR. By the time you realize, especially in a process industry, when you realize 3-4 shifts are already gone, when you realize that yes, it's actually a go slow, deliberately the production is reduced.
Right.
So the works I've seen there, including I've been stabbed twice during the conflicts, pushed out of the second floor, had a back injury. But then I was really enjoying doing all that. I do not know why. If I look back, sometimes I asked my wife, what the hell was I doing there? She said, we were recently married. And in a small town, so we were recently married. We go for a movie, I have to go with 4 bodyguards.
Probably more than what the actor in the movie has.
So, and fortunately, very good professional gurus I worked under. All the managers have been extremely good. Harsh at times, beaten me at times, not physically, but in the sense of the word. But then it taught me a lot, and I became a hardcore IR man. Subsequently, moved to Delhi and joined Nucleus Software as HR manager, where I had not even seen a computer in those days. I do not know why Mr. Vishnu Dosar, Mr. Yogesh Angle, RP Singh, the guys in the board liked me and took me. And I did not know how to operate a computer. And I was recruiting IT professionals.
Wow.
So it took me about 2 months to learn everything, the jargons of IT, especially those.
I heard Sarbat say, and somewhere in the conversation, it was very interesting the way you learned about IT. It was more guts, and you went to Delhi without having a job.
That's right.
Huh? Yeah. And that was why did you do that? I mean, how did you learn exactly? How did you get into the field?
See, what happened was my son was 2.5 years old, and that's when I told my wife, no, maybe I don't want him to grow up in a small town of Balasore, and I've had better education. My father's given me much more than that.
Sure.
And because I had studied in Delhi, I knew Delhi. So I said, you guys go stay with my parents or your parents. I go to Delhi. And then in those days, Avinash, I was actually going from door to door in Nehru Place, where you had so many persons, these recruitment agencies, and dropped my CV. Because you didn't have emails.
Shantanu, I'm going to pause you here because this is an inspiration for youngsters today. Of course, they don't have to go door to door to drop their CVs, but they just have to click some links to drop their CVs. But you need to have massive action in one direction for you to get any results, with persistence, dedication, and not thinking that it will happen automatically. Without your effort, nothing happens. And this is the formula of success right from the beginning.
I would like to tell you this. When I was dropping the CVs in, I can name hundreds of these recruitment agencies that I know where I had dropped. In each of my CV, in bold, in red ink, I had written only IT company. Only IT company. I wanted only to work in an IT company. That was my focus.
How did that help?
And I got about 3 calls, all 3 IT companies.
Yeah.
Nucleus Software being the first one, and they offered me, and I was getting in those days, Avinash, I'm not ashamed to share, in Birla Tyres, I was getting about 15,000 rupees a month.
Yeah.
And suddenly in Nucleus Software, I got an offer for 35,000 rupees a month. Sure. And I told my wife, oh my God, we are rich. And 6 months down the line, after shifting, you realize that 35 is nothing.
Right.
So, and then having my journey in IT, ITES, then this call center thing was, BPO was booming in India at that time. I said, okay, let me see. Wife said, see, you can't work in this night shifts and all that. I said, let me give it a try. A company called Encore Capital, which is a debt collection company from San Diego in the US. Spoke to them. My approach has always been, as with time, that approach directly. Max, what will happen? They will not reply. They will not entertain. Right? 1 out of 10, someone politely gives you a reply. 1 out of 50, they might say, okay, so that is how this happened. This Encore Capital said, we are coming up with a facility in Gurgaon. Would you be interested? So that's how it happened. And sure enough, wife, as always, she's right. Within 6, 8, 9 months, I realized I was staying in the same house. I was not seeing my kids.
Right.
So, and then I said, enough of ITES, because real estate was booming.
Uh-huh.
So target companies, DLF, Unitech, in those days, Unitech was big. And then down south, Shobha, Brigade, or in Mumbai, Rahejas and Hiranandani's. These were my 6, 7 target companies.
Sure. Tell me, Shantanu, I'm so sorry for interrupting you, but how much of this is luck?
See, if luck factor is, I would say, if your focus is there, the luck automatically comes.
Beautiful message. Preparation, when it meets opportunity, you get luck.
Yeah.
Luck happens when your focus is there. If you remain focused, if you have a bias for action, and you're adaptive until you get what you want, and you're selective about what you want.
Absolutely.
Then you get what is called luck. Luck is LUCK, labor under channelized knowledge.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fantastic, Shantanu. Great message.
And today, I can proudly say, with all humility, there is, at least in the UAE or in the entire of Middle East, Saudi, Qatar, no one in HR knows construction, real estate better than I do.
Brilliant.
I can proudly say that.
Brilliant.
Because I spent that much of time. I went to the labor camps. I sat with the workers. Cut and bend steel mein, U-turn mein kya hai, L mein kya hai. These are things.
You didn't know anything, and now you are an expert. You didn't know anything even in IT, and now you're called a digital HR. You won awards for that.
Yeah.
But how did your IT learning start? That was an interesting story. I remember having heard. Is that true that there was a lady who could not speak?
Was my assistant.
What was that? What was that?
She in nuclear software, my assistant was a lady who was deaf and dumb. But she was very good in computers, including in those days you had WordPerfect and Fox Pros and all that.
Yeah.
DBase 3 Plus, if I remember correctly. So I learned the sign language from her.
I see.
And then, but she was able to read. So whenever I had some doubts, I would ask a question. She would write it down. She is my guru who taught me how to type in a computer.
Amazing. Amazing. You also do a lot of social service.
I do.
Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Me and my younger sister run a NGO called Samagra in Delhi.
Samagra is a coming together of sorts.
Yeah, that's right.
Lovely.
And it's a 5-year-old agency recognized by the government, and we provide education to children from the poorest of poor. To give you an example, we just took over a school, started a school in Gurugram in a village called Wazirabad, which has about 150 kids who are with the primary sections, classes, are all children of migrant farm laborers. They do not even have birth certificates. Their parents do not even know which year the kids were born.
Sure.
So we've started the school now. We've provided them with uniforms, books, this, that, everything. This is all through funding, of course. We don't have that much of money. Apart from that, for the girls from the slums, primarily daughters of rickshaw pullers, security guards, the maids that come to the houses and work, the part-time maids, all these girls who are in the age group of 11, 12, 13, just about to enter puberty, we tie up with hospitals like the Fortis and Apollos of the world, and with the help of their gynecologists, conduct workshops for preparing them while they're entering menstruation.
Excellent, excellent. This
So
is great work,
my
and more
sister
people
does
should
the
know
front
about
end
it.
work, I do the back end work. And
Okay.
because of this, we were recognized and given an award 2-3 days back as it's a national award for an NGO utilizing CSR funds to the core for hygiene and education of the downtrodden.
Congratulations. Congratulations on the award. But I think your greatest reward is just the fact that you are contributing to so many people who are needy. Hmm? I think that's brilliant. Shantanu, I'm going to put a few things together based on whatever we've spoken right now, because this is so exciting and the time is short. But and your name is long, Shantanu is long, but Dash.
Yeah.
Dash is shorter. So let me use the acronym for Dash, please.
Okay. Yes, please.
D is digitally dynamic.
Yeah. Okay.
A is uh, adaptive learner.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
everywhere you have shown, even if
Agree.
you don't know, you get into it, you adapt and you learn, and you reach mastery.
Yeah.
S is service-oriented leader.
Okay.
Okay. Everything that you are doing, whether you're doing it from a corporate point of view or you're doing your NGO, you're doing it from a point of view of service to contribute. And beautiful thing that came out over here, HR professional with a heart.
Yep.
The H.
Agreed, sir. Absolutely.
Right?
Brilliantly put. Brilliantly
It's
put.
nice. You
Yeah,
like
very
it?
nice. Very
Good.
nice.
Tell your parents, tell them, because Dash is a family name, no?
Yes, it is.
Tell them that because of you, I am Dash.
Yeah.
That is great. Huh? Lovely, lovely, Shantanu. Lovely speaking with you.
Likewise,
Look forward to speaking with you in person also.
Sorry, say again.
Look forward to speaking with you in person also sometime.
Yeah, we will. Probably, yes. Maybe in one of your trips to
We'll do that.
Dubai, I'm sure you would be there, and
Sure.
I will take it forward in any case.
Excellent.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.